What's up, guys? We have a trade to announce. Vitali Kravtsov is a member of the Vancouver Canucks. The New York Rangers receive William Lockwood and a 2026 7th round pick. So, why did this trade happen essentially? Well, we all know that Patrick Kane's desired destination is to be traded to the New York Rangers. So there's been talk about a lot of, potential third teams being in the mix to, you know, help facilitate a trade and take on a bad contract or take on a player so the New York Rangers would have cap space to make a deal happen with the Chicago Blackhawks. And there was a lot of talk about the Montreal Canadiens or the Vancouver Canucks potentially being that third party to acquire a guy like Kravtsov. Essentially, the Vancouver Canucks are that team. They get Vitali Kravtsov, and they barely give up anything at all, or essentially they give up nothing at all. And looking at Kravtsov stats, 23 years old, still young, could still flourish into a top player. He is a former first round pick, ninth overall by the New York Rangers in 2018. He played 28 games this season, 3 goals, 3 assists for a total of 6 points in 2020, 2021. He played 20 games, 2 goals and 2 assists, total of 4 points. So only a total of 10 points in 48 games, 5 goals and 5 assists. He spent most of his time in the KHL. There's been talks about him having a hard time transitioning from Russian hockey to North American hockey. So hopefully he finds consistency in his game with the Vancouver Canucks. So his contract, fairly cheap, 875K for the remainder of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if they re-sign him. He's an RFA, so the Vancouver Canucks currently hold his rights moving forward. The Vancouver Canucks, like I was saying in previous videos, they're going to be a very active team. But what they do here is that they utilize their LTIR cap space. As of right now, they have Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Thatcher Demko, and Travis Dermont placed on injured reserve. So that's about $13.7 million on IR. So that's fantastic in terms of Vancouver's strategy to acquire a player that's a low risk, high reward. Is the long term injured reserve for Vancouver, $14 million. Look at that list right now. You have Pearson, Pullman, and 2 others. That is looking fairly good for the Vancouver Canucks heading to the 2023 deadline. We know that there's rumors about Brock Besser potentially being on the move. They already traded Horvat, and now they acquire Vitali Kravtsov. They acquired Atu Radi as well. They acquired Anthony Beauvillier as well, but I expect the Vancouver Canucks to be a lot more active heading into the deadline. In terms of the line combinations, where does Kravtsov fit? Essentially, I would say on the third line, because if I'm not mistaken, he is a right winger. So right here with Vasily Podkolzin, who's a fellow Russian, I think they could have a fantastic chemistry. Atu Radi or Atu Radu, I don't know how you pronounce his last name. It varies essentially, and he would be taking Sheldon Dry's spot on the third line. I believe that Kravtsov is not a fourth liner. He needs time and opportunities to flourish into a top player. Again, drafted ninth overall in the first round by the New York Rangers. He has the potential. In terms of William Lockwood, 24 years old, drafted in the third round, 64th overall in 2016 by the Vancouver Canucks. Essentially an AHL player, 28 games played in the NHL, just 1 assist. Nothing special in terms of his game. But I'd like to hear your thoughts, guys, on this deal. Who won this trade, the Vancouver Canucks or the New York Rangers? We do know that this is essentially setting up a bigger deal for Patrick Kane to head to the New York Rangers, but the Vancouver Canucks capitalize on this situation. They utilize their LTIR cap space and IR cap space that they've been putting a lot of players there. So now they could take on essentially quote unquote bad contracts or, facilitate a trade as a third member, taking on a player and getting a draft pick in return. So Canucks for life, boy. Thank for covering this. To me, it's a steal for the Canucks. I do believe that it is a steal for the Canucks as well. Casey, yo, what's up? Hi. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Young Guns podcast. And also, make sure to click the like button.